Right, good evening everyone. Welcome to Sunday Night with Hilly, and we are with HRF1 for a short qualifying 50% race, which here at Lusail, Qatar is 29 laps of this new circuit. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. New track. We get to see how the guys fare while learning ourselves a little bit about the track. I don't know too much about it. I've done a little bit of practice on it. I'm not going to try and pretend that after a little bit of practice I've done that I can remember the track perfectly, because I can't. Um, right, okay. I'm just going in and doing the sharing and stuff. I think there's one or two little problems going on with a couple of the drivers, so I think the admins may need to help one or two drivers sorting out the problems. Okay. Alright, there's the sharing to hybrid, and here is WAOF1. See that in there. There we go. And PRF1 as well. That's the ones that sort of have permissions to do it at the moment. But there we go. Well, not so much permission as I'm admin in those leagues, so I can sort of do it. Get away. Right. That's that sorted. Now let's go with. Got to get the laptop going. So let's go to Twitch first. There we go. And the other one. Right, excellent. All set up and ready to go, I believe. Oh, hang on, I just got to change over to the HRF1 database. There we go. There we go. Excellent. Everything is done and connected. Awesome. Right, I am going to get the prediction up straight away. I've chosen already who I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with the youngster Bowden, because he's a cheeky little sod, and I decided he's going to be my prediction tonight. So, right, let's do this then. So, will Bowden get a corner cutting penalty during the race? It's a massive odds on yes. But what do you guys think? Well, that's what I think it is. But let's see what you guys think. Got quali. So if I get 20 minutes for predictions to be done on that one, I'll start it straight away. Oh, hang on. Oh, my question's too long. Hang on. shorten it down. Corner cut pen. Still too long. Get rid of the. There we go. That's spot on, mate. Excellent. There we go. That is the prediction started. So say you've got 20 minutes to do that, which is basically the time of qualifying, isn't it? So should work out okay. So please get your predictions in. Okay. There we go. I can't see anything. Right, so I'm gonna go. Do I get to do this? Do I not get to do it? I must have channel points in my own channel. Oh. Oh well. Well done, Whoopi. Evening, Brian. Everyone will get. Why? Do you know what? I have actually driven here. I don't think I got a penalty, Brian. I can't remember getting one anyway. I could be lying. It was a little while ago. So 5k points down on that prediction. I agree with you, Whoopi. I think it's dead cert. Bowden not getting a penalty at the cell. Can't see it happening. Oh, I see. Yeah, of course, Brian. Yeah. Of course, I can't vote on my own predictions because I choose the outcome. Yeah. Damn, they thought that one through, didn't they? Right, so we've got 19 at the moment. I know we are expecting a full grid. We were on 19, but Sniper Monkeys filled the spot, so it should be a full 20. I would love to go through and work out who it is, but that we're missing. But well, actually, I might be able to. It looks like it's an Aston Martin that's missing. So, ow! Somehow get a penalty at Baku. Oh, it's Twiglet. Okay, well, thank you. You saved me a little job there. Okay, why is Twiglet? Come on, Twiglet. Get yourself in. It is 8:03. Brian, have you resolved your issues now? Not the ones we spoke about personally, but the privately, but the ones you put in Discord a moment ago. Told you you need to see a doctor about those. Right. Turn it off and on and then. Again, we got an IT expert in the Discord. Turn it off and on again. Okay, there's actually two people. It's the Twiglet is having the same problems that Brian was, in that although crossplay switched on, it's not letting him join the lobby. Brian obviously managed to sort his out. Oh, hello, James. You're always welcome when you say things like that. Welcome. Hello, mon ami. Um, don't fancy joining in the comms, do you? Give me a little co-comms for the evening. Don't tell me you're having a late dinner. Everyone's always having a late dinner. Oh, we're up to 10k bet now on the penalty. So, right, okay, it looks like we are going. We're still on 19. I think Twigler is going to try a couple of things. Obviously, switching off his. Yeah, I think that basically people are saying just switch it off and on. Um, is pretty much the advice that's coming in Discord. Turn it off and on again. Hello, Agna. Here to support Checo. See if he can keep the recent form up. Brian asked what tire wear is like. It's well, basically it's like going from a really nice surface to like ice, and it's that's the way it feels. I don't know, mate. I ain't got a clue what the tire wear is like. To be fair, I'm chilling out, mate. Too hot to move. Like that isn't even close to being a valid excuse. Massey back on the grid for the first time for weeks tonight, which is lovely to see. I hope he's doing well, and it's great to see him back on the grid. Let's hope for a good one from him. Not practice though, so Lascelles could be difficult. So could definitely be a difficult one without the practice. So we are into quali, and we'll see how they go. But let's get see it's nice and dry for quali. I suspect it will be in the race as well. I don't think we're going to have rain, just simply because we're in the middle of a desert. Although it has rained here. Actually, it has rained here once or twice for races, so I wouldn't rule it out entirely. Right. Right, okay. In a way. Right, let's concentrate on what we're doing, shall we? Here we go. Here is the Alpine of Boulogne is first out on track. Let's see how this young man can deal with the new track. Great track, by the way. Absolutely. There were when it first came into the game, the game was released, people were fascinated to see what it was like, and everybody immediately said, "Great track, but you're not going to be able to overtake there." Boy, were they wrong. Boy, were they wrong on the races I've seen around here so far. The racing here is just insane. It's so quick-paced. And there is plenty of opportunity to overtake, so don't let that hit you off for this one, because it's definitely not the case. Anyway, into the first lap of the evening, Boulogne. Pretty much using the curves everywhere around here. Awkward, like double right-hander here. And it's worth so much time, those two right-handers. That's every corner on this track. This is a track where you really need to nail a lap. necessarily your first one, of course. You want to get a banker on the board, but by the end of qualifying, ideally, you do want to have nailed a lap around here. You can't really afford too many mistakes, if any. Three right-handers, which are just... Yeah, I've always said in my commentaries, guys, that I love tracks that bring something different that you don't see elsewhere, and Lascelles Qatar is definitely one of those. Those three right-handers, something you don't see anywhere else. That car in front is going to give Boulogne a lovely tow to the line, and that's 120.9. That's a very decent lap to get us underway. Very decent lap. It's Bartas 23.9, 22.6 from Volungis. Hazard now in those three right-handers as the whatever car that was gets out of the way. I think it was an Alpha Tauri. I'd say that could be the pole lap, you know. 120.923. I won't be massively shocked to see that as pole. 22.118 from Gaza. Particularly with that tow he got over the line, he's not likely to get as good a tow as that again. So Bowden's just gone 21.6 into P2. Danny might have something to say about that lap being pulled out. That's very true, Agnet. Yeah, this is very much a MotoGP track, which I think is why it wasn't expected to be too good for overtaking, because the MotoGP tracks tend to be a bit narrow for the F1 cars, I think. They look big for the bikes, obviously, but for F1 cars they tend to be quite narrow. Especially with the bigger F1 cars now. I don't know if any of you have seen, there's a picture a couple of months back now, I think, 2 or 3 months ago, where it showed the old F1, Williams F1 cars, the ones that Damon Hill and that used to drive, and Jacques Villeneuve and that, and next to one of the modern ones, and the difference in size between the old cars to the new ones now is absolutely insane. More than double the size now than what it used to be. It used to be half the weight of a Mini, did you know that? That's what it used to be, half the weight of a Mini. So 120.760, Danny definitely had something to say about that being a pole lap. I've got that one wrong. Let's come down then to check. Oh, nope, Checo into the pits. Brian out on track. Oh, he's slowing down before the line. Still goes P9 despite slowing down. Hunter, your teammate is a 10th behind you, and he just literally slowed down about 50 to 100 metres before the line. That's embarrassing. Let's go and have a look at Sniper Monkeys. I believe first ever race in HRF1. I believe he only joined recently. So, good couple of corners there. That was good to see. Yeah, they are indeed giants now compared to what they used to be. He's using a lot of curb there, it doesn't invalidate. And around now, this straight will take him up to the three right-handers. McLaren stopped not far ahead of us. He's moving again now. So, yeah, he's going into the pits now. Oh! Sniper Monkey's into the pits. Yeah, he didn't validated late on there, actually. It was looking a decent lap, though. He's looking good, Sniper Monkeys. Could be a good addition to the league. Obviously, like any leagues I commentate on, really, the HRF1 is not a league that's solely about pace. You know, fast guys are welcome to join the league, but we are very much concentrated on people being fair and driving fairly, basically. Just like WAF1 and PRF1 that I also do comms for. Checo, thank you very much. Legend. Thank you ever so much, Checo. Bowden, hello, hello, what's this about me? Oh, definitely Agnot. It's, yeah, I missed them too. Yeah, what's this about you? But, yeah, you're my vote today, so I'm voting. You're my prediction, so I'm asking people whether they think you can finish the race without a penalty or not. Or with a penalty or not. And so far everybody's voting yes. So if you don't, Bowden, if you manage to finish the race without a penalty, you'll win me lots of channel points. The house wins. Lycorius looking good at the moment on the medium tyres, as you can see. Chris also in the Haas has done his lap on the medium tyres. He's on a 22.163, which has him in P8 at the moment. So, I think in terms of strategy, I think Qatar is very much a one-stop track. I really checked out the different strategies, to be honest. I did it so early in the new game when I raced here that I didn't even consider the two-stop being a possibility in 50% races, but it definitely is. Brian, you ran out of fuel before the line. I thought you just slowed down. And he still went just behind Hunter. Late. James, you better get a penalty, Bowden. He's so kicked from WAOF1 if you don't get a penalty. Maybe we won't kick you, actually, just give you a penalty in there instead. Next race. Here we go, then. The man who's just giving us subscription, so thank you very much, Checo. And here he is on track. Here's Red Bull. And I don't know if you remember back to last week, but what I can say is last week, oh, Checo has a moment, goes out wide. Remember last week, Checo was fastest through the speed trap last week. I'm just having a... Yeah. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 3, 3, 4. Checo is the fastest through the speed trap again on 334 kilometers per hour. My goodness me, he's fastest by 10 kilometers an hour. Checo, up your wings, man. 324 is Lycorius and Chip Van, so they've got nice speed. But everybody else is actually within pretty close sort of distance to each other. But yeah, Checo is 10 kilometers an hour faster through the speed trap. Sniper Monkeys there, while I was looking at that, is gone P7 that you would have seen on your screen. Do we have anybody on track going quicker? We do. Danny is improving the fastest time so far. Stick with him through to the end of the lap. Nice, nice attack. Really attacking the track. You've got to do that here. You've got to attack it. You do risk invalidations and that, but that's just all part of it. But you've got to attack here. Otherwise, you just lose too much time. Danny, 1 minute 20.540, goes fastest again. So, Gunnar takes to the pits, and we got Sniper Monkeys into the pits after going P7. How is Corey getting on? Now he's cruising. He's not on a proper lap there. This maybe. He is on a lap. His graphic was showing purple in sector 2. Guns, 1 minute 21.3. That puts on to P4. A very nice lap indeed from Chris. How is Hunter getting on? He's just come up to the end of sector 2. He's just round here. It's just before the free right-handers, the end of sector 2. So, no, he's not improving, unfortunately, so let's move on. Lycorius, couple of attempts. Improvement from Lycorius. Now he's... what's that getting on then? That's the end of sector 1. He's ever so slightly down in sector 1. Barely anything, to be fair. Stick with him. Sector 2. Just remember, I haven't done the Hilly Hop back yet. I wonder if Massey returning to the fold today for the first time for weeks since Silverstone, I think, was the last time he raced. So, some time ago now. Almost the 10th up now. Bottas, a good sector 2 from him. He is on target to nip ahead of Chip Van here. Decent looking sector 3 to me. So far. Yep, it's looked decent. Oh, his deploy's run out. His ERS deploy has run out. Is that going to stop him improving? No, he still gains 2 temps, but that will hurt down the pit straight. That will hurt. His deploy ran out pretty quick, pretty early on. So, where's Massey? Oh, he's already started to lap, so we can't do the Hilly Hop lap with him, but nice, we've got Blanche is on an out lap and he's behind us on track, so that'll be ideal. I can move to Blanche for the Hilly Hop lap after we've seen Massey cross the line. Oof. Just over a quarter of a second up from Massey. Currently P10. Quarter of a second will see him move ahead of Lungis and we'll put him right on track to challenge Sniper Monkeys. How much can he find in the final sector? Keep an eye on his deploy as well on the straight. Yeah, look! Deploy used. So, just to explain that, guys, it's not, he goes P9, so he does move ahead of Hunter. That's it, let's go to Blanche then. Where is he? Just coming to start, well, just coming round by the pit entry. So, yeah, just to explain that to anybody that doesn't know. So, what's happening, they're not actually running out of energy, but what they're doing is you're only allowed to use a maximum amount over 1 lap, and they're reaching the maximum before reaching the line to finish the lap. And unfortunately, the pit straight is probably the place you need that the most. So it may be an idea for them to switch that off at some point during the lap, somewhere where it won't affect them too much. Blanche invalidates. That's the pressure of the Hilly Hop lap, you see. Can handle it. Foundation from Volungus as well. 11. We're not seeing him yet tonight. I don't understand too. So what's so you're not on Xbox, right? And it's telling you that crossplay isn't on when it is. Lycorius has retired from the session. That is in pits. It's couldn't believe he got away with the invalidation on the first one, actually, and then... But that one's invalidated him. Right, where is... See, we are up to 20 drivers, by the way. I think Coxie is the one that's joined. Oh, I'm not going to get a hilly hot lap in, I've just realised. Is there anyone early in their lap? Right, Whoopi's early in his lap, so move over to the right hand here for the long left-hander. Going to open up the steering quite early and get on the power. Hang it over to the left for long right-hander, but it is another one you straighten up early, use the curb, then quick right-hander, pretty much flat out into another one of these sort of late apex left-handers. This now will take us up to the end of sector 2 and head into the free right-handers, flat out through the first. Slight lift, I'd imagine, through the second, and a slightly bigger lift through the third. No real braking for them, it's more just lifts. And then, oh, that's going to invalidate, unfortunately, through the left-hander. Again, very quick left-hander. Takes us into the final corner. We saw there with Danny earlier on, he uses a much wider line than Whoopi there. But straighten up, get on the power as quick as you can. Head for the line and see where you go. But Whoopi still P4 in a way. Sniper Monkeys P7. Very good qualifying on his first outing. And looks very good, I have to say. Looks very in control. Looks very good, I think. So there we go. That is qualifying finished. Everybody is either seen the checkered flag or being pushed into the pits, which Hunter is now. He's the one we're waiting for, and there it is. Oh, Brian, didn't go right tonight, but hey, no points for quali, mate, as you know. So just to run through the order then, Danny O'Blonge starts P1 and P2, Chris and Whoopi on the second row, Gaza alongside Bowden on row 3, with Sniper Monkeys row 4, P7 on his debut, so well done Sniper Monkeys on that one. Gunnar alongside him in P8, Massey and Valungus fill out the top 10, Craig and Corey on row 6, row 7 for Hunter and X11. Brian unusually down in P15 in qualifying, Lycorius P16, Bartas 17, Chipvan 18, and on the last row of the grid sees Checo and Kotzi, who joined late on to fill the unfortunate gap that was left by Twiglet, who's having issues with the crossplay, I believe, this evening. So, which is a real shame after the practice he's put in. I am sorry that's happened to you, Twiglet. A meh lap, says Baden. Yeah, but sometimes that's all you need, mate, really, because especially a track like LaSalle, it's so easy to invalidate around here. So you're likely to see a few drivers, which, like Brian, doesn't get one of their better laps on the board. And I think there's a few there tonight that's not managed to get one. So any drivers listening, don't forget we do take a break, so please do not ready up. Leave that for one of the admins to do when it is time. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back shortly for the race. Let's hope it's a really good one. Every race I've seen here so far has been, so fingers crossed that trend continues. But I'll be back in a couple of minutes ready for the race. See you then. Right, okay. We are getting close now. Bowden, guys, I'm not get a penalty. Good. Good, Bowden. I'll give you a cookie if you don't get a penalty. Frog in my throat all of a sudden. Did anything change in the speed trap? I don't think it did. Jacko. He's not quite 10 kilometers an hour faster anymore. By the end of that session, it's now just the 8 kilometers an hour quicker than anybody else through the speed trap. He does like a low wing setup, doesn't he? Fair play to him. What do I say? Yeah, just double checking, but yeah, it was 7. No, that's 9. No, I was right first time. It's 8, the difference. So that was to Coxie, actually, funny enough. He's clearly got a low setup on as well. So Sniper Monkeys looks right. He does indeed. Looks very, very good. Can I see your telemetry? Could I see it for... Yes, I can. Yes, I can indeed, young Brian. Young Padawan. You were slow through the speed trap. In fact, you were the joint second slowest, with your teammate being the slowest, interestingly. So here we go then, all those details are now moved and disappeared. Ready for the race as they get away on the formation lap. Let's get some details up for you guys watching. So let's have a look at the tyres. Oh, okay, the top 4 opting to start on the hard tyre. Mediums then for Gaza, Bowden and Sniper Monkeys. Gunnar and Massey on the hards. Volungus and Craig on the mediums. Hards for Corey and Hunter. Interestingly, 2 drivers starting on the softs. That is X11 and Lycorius. So maybe considering a 2-stop, but I believe you can 1-stop using a set of softs here. So not. It's one of those. I guess they're leaving their options open, aren't they? By starting on the softs, they could either take those long and 1-stop it, or if depending on how the race is going, it may be been a bit beneficial from where they are on the grid to 2-stop it. Bartas, Chip Van and Checo on the mediums and hards for Coxie at the back, which is kind of what you'd expect Coxie to do from there. He needs that stint to go long. It'd be one of 2 things, wouldn't it, for Coxie? It'd either be hards or softs, really. He wouldn't go mediums from the back, so it makes complete sense, really. Other than that, fuel loads, sort of some in around 55 kilos. One driver up on 58.9 kilos, which is Bartas. Everybody else sort of in between that. Actually, there is one really low one, 2 actually, 51.5 and 51.8 kilos, which is Chip Van and Checo. So, if there's no safety car, they may struggle a little bit on fuel. As they line up then on the grid, ready for the start of this race. So Danny, Blanche, Chris, Whoopi, all on those hard tyres. Will that hurt them off the line? We shall see. What a short run, really. Well, it's not, no, I wouldn't call it short. It was a sort of medium run down to turn 1. As the lights go out and away we go. And it looks like Boulange looks like Danny gets off the line pretty well in the lead. Boulange looks to settle in behind him. Whoopi to the inside. Drive alongside each other very nicely. Can't see any incidents down the field either. It's a nice start to this race. And it looks like Whoopi might get that. Oh, it looked like he was going to get that P3, but then the Haas just comes back around the outside and settles in. So nice bit of racing at the start there. Ferrari, having a little look at Whoopi. It's very, very tight racing, as you can see at the moment. Danny and Boulange do look like they're just starting to pull a lead already early on. And there's a bit of a gap there, as you can see, between the Haas and the second of the Alpines. We do have a driver, a couple of drivers off, actually. Volungus and Hunter, it looks like. Volungus. Or is it Corey, actually? No, it's Corey. Something has happened to Hunter, because he's dropped down to P18 and he's 4 seconds off. But the two drivers that were off that we just saw there, Volungus and Corey, dropped down to P19 and P20. As Craig leaves the session. Hasn't retired him, which is good news, so let me see if I can invite him back. There you go, Craig. And here comes Whoopi, having a little look around the outside of Chris into turn 1. Ferrari behind the Bowden, just sniffing around, seeing if there's any little scraps left for him. But nothing on this occasion. And Whoopi did have the move done, but Chris is coming back at him again. On the inside of the two right-handers. And this time the Ferrari does have... Well, he did have a bit of momentum, didn't he? He's had to back out in the end as the gap begun to close. Lovely bit of racing from these two these three early doors. So, but all this battling is allowing our leaders to disappear into the distance as they switch places again and again. Whoopi and Chris are giving us a massive spectacle here. But look at what it's doing to them. It's not just allowing the leaders to get off. Look at all the drivers that are behind them that are currently feeling stuck. There's a little move going on here, look. And that's... I think Gunnar may be feeling a little bit sandwiched there at one point. But everybody remains on track. The race continues to move. DRS now enabled as of this lap. So, just having a think. I think there's only the one DRS zone here at the cell, which is actually quite unusual these days. As Craig joins back, good to see. He would have lost quite a bit of time, but he's still in the mix though. He's in P12, so if he can get back in the car quite quickly, then certainly not the end of his race by any stretch of the imagination. Whoopi now has dropped to P6 as Chris has taken P3, Bowden into P4. Obviously Bowden and Gaza want to use their tyre advantage at this early stage of the race, but I don't think that advantage will stay for very long, you know. I don't think it would take long around here for the hards to settle in. Just as decent as Brian makes a move on Bartas. Bartas is out. He's ended up off track and into the barrier on the right. There's yellow flags out. That car is substantially off track. I don't think that will cause a safety car. And in fact, it's already been removed and does not cause a safety car. So we will continue on. Unlucky Bartas. Whether that was an instant or whether he just lost it, maybe on a curb, I'm not sure. But, here comes Bowden. DRS down the pit straight. Enables him to get through. There's something going on behind as well. So we've got this is Whoopi trying to get back past Gaza actually. So a little bit touch there, but nothing really to worry about. X11, who's one of those guys that started on the softs, up to P7 now, by the way. Lycorius, the other one, P14 at the moment. So certainly for X11, the option of starting on the softs has worked out for him. We'll see what strategy he goes for. So I'm really not too sure about the pit lane around here. I'm not too sure how long a pit stop takes. So things just, I was going to say calm down a little bit, and then I saw this going on. So this is X11, Gunnar, Massey, all P7, P8, P9, even Sniper Monkeys on the back of this as well in P10. As was that X11, I think, running off. And I think he's outside the DRS, so he's going to be vulnerable here. Oh no, he has got DRS, in fact. He does have DRS, so picks up the toe then off of Gunnar after Gunnar got past him. Gunnar's red light already flashing. So yeah, on lap 5, I'd imagine the softs are already beginning to feel a little bit iffy. So, but say you can one stop on softs. So softs, well, you can soft to medium it, but soft to hard probably the better option, to be honest with you. As Checo and Volungus are battling away for P16, and it looks like Checo has, yeah, he has got the better of that for the moment. But remember, we know from the speed trap timings in quality, Checo running a very low downforce. In fact, is allowing Volungus to have an attempt to come back. But on this occasion, it looks to me like Checo. Oh no, Checo's run a bit wide actually. That's allowed Volungus to do a little cut switchback, and that has worked for Volungus, and he retakes that position P16. And he will want to use the corners to his advantage to try and get away from that Red Bull now. To mention that Corey had to pit after whatever it was that happened on lap 1, and that has dropped him away from the field. He's about 25 seconds down roughly. But a long, long way to go. Here is Chris and Whoopi again. They're not going to leave each other alone, are they? Checo, by the way, has become the first driver to pick up a penalty today. A moment for those that have had a little flutter on the channel points. Bowden at the moment does not have a penalty. So, just take this opportunity to go up to the leaders. They have switched around at some point, by the way. Blanche has gotten past Danny. So, just taking a look, and as you can see, Danny does have the energy advantage of the two, but it's not a big advantage, to be fair. I'm just having a look down at tyre wear. Currently P8, X11. So the soft tyre starters are on around about 35-36% at the moment, as to opposed to the hard starters who are around 25%. The easiest on his tyres at the moment seems to be Craig in P12, which does seem to agree with what we saw at Spa. Oh, Sniper Monkey, has something happened? Or is he back? No. I think something may have happened, but he's recovered it quickly and ahead of X11. Or was he getting past the X11? I'm not too sure, guys, but he is into P9 in a way. And he will see if there's anything he could do about Massey. But I think that is a sign that those softs are at the end of the stint, really. I don't think they've got enough left in them to really go much longer. As I said, they're 38% at the moment, so... And we know on this game, around 40% and your tyres have basically died. Well, they've basically died a death, haven't they? So, if they're two-stopping, I would suggest that now's the time to come in, because they could do a 7-lap stint on softs, 11 medium, 11 medium. Do it that way, so 7, 11, 11. You may even go 7, 10, 12. No, he stays out. So that suggests to me that he may be considering the one stop instead. He's still multiple positions up from where he started. as Danny and Boulange do battle again. So they're just short of 3 seconds up the road from Bowden. There is Bowden. So he can see them, and he's definitely still in this race. And in fact, he'll be, in his mind, he'll be urging these two to continue battling. Gap just, while they were battling then, the gap just come down slightly. Right, so let's continue on. I'm just going to go back down to Sniper Monkey, who's really close on the back of Massey. Get the opportunity to have a little on board with the new driver. So, just to update you, the Gunner has picked up a penalty. So, Massey still had DRS, as you can see, off of Gunner ahead of him. But may not have that the next lap round. But, Sniper Monkey trying to get the move done now. Doesn't quite get it done. He looks to switch back. That's a really nice attempt, but I think Massey will defend that. But there's a slightly longer game in this, because Sniper Monkey battling Gunner there, battling Massey there, has made Massey drop out of the DRS zone of the car ahead. So the next time they reach the pit straight, you would think that Massey will be a sitting duck. So interesting, whether he did that deliberately or whether he was just attempting the move because he felt he could. I'm not sure, but it could have been strategic. So not too much else he could do now, just follow this through. Follow Massey round the lap, and oh, in fact Massey takes to the pits. That's interesting. He was in the hards, wasn't he? Yeah, so that's a very early stop from Massey. Checo picks up another 3 seconds. So Massey, for whatever reason, doesn't want to go on. I don't know. Seems like a normal stop to me. As you can see, yeah, it's not a short stop, is it? It's not a long stop. It's not like a Silverstone or anything like that. But it's not a quick short stop either, like Spa or something like that. So Massey exits the pits then in P17 on fresh mediums. That would suggest to me that he's going to two-stop this race and go hard, medium, medium. Maybe hadn't planned that from the start, but perhaps the wear on those hards has made up his mind for him. I think the wear is a bit higher than we were expecting. Soft starts is now in the 50%. It's Danny. So, yeah, so just to give you an idea, the hards are around about 40% already. It's not ideal, really, is it? For what are you thinking if you're doing a one-stop? Probably 16 laps on hards, 13 on mediums. As Danny makes a fine move into turn 1 on Boulange, they may well swap positions quite a lot through this race like that. Seems to have a very similar pace. This little battle here, Sniper Monkey dropped down a little bit at the start, didn't he? But is having a very good race since, if you ask me. Bowden, by the way, still penalty free. But that's not the case now for Whoopi, Chris, Gunnar, Hunter or Checo. 5 drivers on penalties. And do we have any other closer battles? Massey's caught the back of Hunter after making his pit stop. And that will just tell you there, look how much more grip he's got. Just goes straight around the outside of the double right-hander, so made that look easy. I guess it was easy because of the extra grip, but it's still a pretty trusting move actually. You put, when you go round the outside of a driver like that, you do put a lot of trust in the other driver. As Brian is in off of the hard tyres. The second driver to pit off of the hards onto the mediums. Is Brian switching to a 2-stop as well, or do they know something I don't? Do they seem to think that the mediums will go to the end from there? Massey, look at the difference though. Fastest lap, he's already gotten past Valungus. He got through against Brian as well through the pit stops, so he is making up a lot of time. I think I could see why Massey did that. I could see why he's switching to a 2-stop. That makes complete sense because of where he was in traffic. He's looking to undercut that traffic and get up the road from them. Obviously, he then may have to pass them on track later on, but he'll be doing that when he's got a much superior set of tyres. So, yeah, so it's definitely time for the soft starters to be coming into the pits. They are now on 70% tyre wear. Well, 68% for X11, but 72% for Lycorius. It's definitely time for those guys to come in as we have a change of position here. Oh, a battle going on between Gaza and... Oh, Gaza's ended up off track. Oh, Sniper Monkey, did you catch him? Or has he lost that on the curb? It looked like to me like there might have been a bit of contact. As, well, there you go. The 2 soft starters are into the pits. And X11, in fact, they both go to a set of mediums. They are going to soft medium Qatar. I do believe they are looking to one-stop. Soft, medium. Checo picks up another penalty. Checo! Stop picking up pens. Agnet, you're going to have to tell him off. Too many pens. So, fashion. Big sniper catch. Gaza. So, it looked to me like there was a bit of contact, maybe. Sniper's left rear on Gaza's front right. So as you can see, Gaza's about 4 seconds back behind now. So he's not, he's lost time. Obviously, it's not ideal, but it's not a race ender, that's for sure. As Boulange is in and onto the medium tyre. So it does seem like, because this isn't in the realms of he's switching to a 2-stop. He's going to the end on those. So it does seem that they're going to do less laps on the hards than they do the mediums. Interesting, to say the least. And look at the overcut from Massey. Sorry, what am I talking about? Not the overcut, the undercut I was saying. But Boulange was already out and up the road. Sorry. I thought he'd gotten Boulange then, but Boulange was gone. Who else is that in the pits? That is Chip Van, who exits P16 onto his fresh set of hard tyres. And off he will go. Ryan goes by his teammate into P13 with his very nice feeling fresh mediums at the moment they will be. Let's go to Sniper Monkey then. He's now on the back of Gunnar. He's certainly flying. No doubt about that. He's showing his... In fact, interestingly, him and Gunnar have the exact same amount of tyre wear. Uh-oh. Hence why they're both pitting on the exact same lap. I'll tell you what, if I was Sniper Monkeys then, as soon as I see that car pit, I wouldn't have gone in. I would have gone stayed out. But Frico's Gaza, he continues on. It does look like the medium starters are going a little bit further than the hard starters. Which is a very, very, very unusual scenario. So it is possible that these medium starters that are still out there, so Craig, Gaza, Bowden, there is a chance that they may opt to do a one-stop to the soft tyre and be super quick later in this race. Problem is just how much time they lose in between that. Well, there's the undercut. Massey, if you remember, him and Sniper Monkey were close on track when Massey pitted. So Massey stop. Early stop, he's got... It's not much of an undercut, is it? Let's be honest. That undercut isn't... It's not easy, because he's got to... Obviously, he's pitted early and had to make his way through the field. So, it's not an easy thing to do, and still remains to see yet whether he's actually going to the end. I suspect he is, but... Now, into the pits then is Craig. And Coxie, who's having a super race at the moment. Chris and Danny. Danny was pretty obvious he had to react to Boulogne. There is Boulogne. So Boulogne goes through and undercuts Danny. So this could be interesting. Danny obviously needs to get up to temperature and up to speed on the new tyres. Just looking about a 2.5 second undercut. Just over. 2.6 second, 2.7. So about 2.3 second undercut from Boulogne. But he has completed 2 laps on those medium tyres. So Danny's none, obviously. So will that make a telling difference before the end? This could make a telling difference before the end because Boulogne has caught the back of Gaza, who was on 15 lap old mediums. And just seeing he's got to make any move he makes safe. It's not a huge amount of point to Gaza fighting that. That's not his battle today, so didn't put up a massive fight. He held his line, which he's absolutely entitled to do, 100%. And yeah. Danny would have loved to have seen Gaza peel into the pits there, but he hasn't. However, Bowden and Whoopi have. So they are in the pits. Boulogne and Danny both go through against them. Could be tight with Chris here. I think Chris is going to go through. I think he's got the undercut on them. It's tight. It is tight. Yes, as they go into turn 1. Chris should have the run. He's got the temperature up in those tyres. Bowden and Whoopi, of course, need to get the temperature up. So Chris will take that place, but ultimately he's going to have the 1 lap disadvantage of tyre wear. But quite honestly, I don't know. I think he'd be pretty happy with that. What he planned worked. So he's got himself in that position. It's now going to be his job to try and defend that position as Danny gets ahead of Gaza then. So once he's past Gaza, the gap to Boulogne is 2.2 seconds. So it's come down around about 6 tenths. Let's go to Sniper Monkey, who right on the back of Massey. See Massey clearly with those tyres is quite a disadvantage at the moment, so it's going to be interesting. If he's going backwards, he may elect to do a 2-stop, and he's in that position where he could probably do either. He could opt to stay out and try and go to the end. Not try and go to the end. I'm sure he can get him to the end, but he is on. Well, I could tell you he's on 38% tyre wear at the moment, Massey. So I don't think he's going to the end, actually. Now I say that, he's completed 8 laps and he's on 38%, so the fact that there's 12 laps remaining, that would suggest to me there's no chance he's going to the end. He's definitely taking a second stop. So, Gaza on 17 laps. Oh, wouldn't you believe it? He's one of the drivers I can't see, Gaza, so I can't tell you what his tyre wear is, unfortunately. Let's go down to Craig, who, since making his stops, has got onto the back of Hunter once more. So, oh, Boulogne has picked up a penalty. Well, that could be very decisive in this race. And finally, Gaza is in, and he has gone to soft tyres. So we know he's going to be super quick now to the end of this, as Hunter also pits, and I would assume he's going to do the same. Gaza, where does he come out? He's going to lose out to X11. I think he's going to come out just ahead of Craig, or with Craig. He's around about the same. Craig should go through, but he's going to be right on the back of him. And Craig on 3-lap old hards. You'd think that Gaza should make reasonably quick work of him. It's a whoopee. Can you believe these two, the whole race, pretty much, these two have been battling each other. It's been lovely to watch. It's Whoopi. He's having a little bit of think about it, but I think this is more at the moment about putting the pressure on, staying within the 1 second, which he is doing. Gunnar, by the way, has gotten ahead of Bowden. He is into P5. Bowden, for those that had a little bet, is still penalty free. Look at the angle he took into the final corner. That should give him a better exit, although he's a little bit out of sorts. But the DRS so powerful, it's not going to make any difference. So through he goes. On the inside, there's another move being made a little bit further back, which is Coxey getting past Massey. Almost an identical move. Coxey into P8, Whoopi into P3. But at the moment, Bowden would still pick up that podium spot because he is penalty free and he's within the penalty range of the 3 drivers ahead. So at the moment, Bowden would pick that spot up as Brian takes his second stop of the evening, and he is on to fresh softs. And let's be honest, he's going to feel a little bit sick coming out behind 2 cars that are battling each other like this. That is not what you want when you pit to softs. The last thing that you want is to be on the back of 2 cars that are battling. A reasonably quick work of Chip Van, to be fair. He's on 6-lap old hards. He needs to get past Lycorius. He's on 7-lap mediums. Didn't see who that was there. I see Lycorius there. I think it was X11 that come up just before that, as Massey is in. Massey then goes to a new set of mediums to go to the end of this race. I assume he didn't have a set of softs available to him. Look at the 3 of these battling down the pit straight. Massey is going to exit. Do you know what? I think he's going to come out on the back of Brian and those 2 other cars. Or he may slot in between them, actually. That's a bit of luck, to be honest. That's a little bit of luck. He slips in perfectly behind Brian. He may be able to leech Brian's DRS to pull him round. a little bit. Obviously, he's got the fresh mediums in a way, so he's going to have a very good pace on those fresh mediums, but he may well be able to leech the DRS off of Brian and then take advantage of those medium tyres a bit later in the race to go past him. Here is this battle, which, as I say, has just been going on the whole race pretty much. Not always all three drivers at the same time, but at some point or another they've all been in a mix. As Bowden gets past Gunnar, I'll be thankful for that because he really wants to go after Chris and Whoopi. He knows those guys have got pens. He knows it's an opportunity. He knows that as we go on into the race, he's going to have the better tyre. So he knows it's an opportunity for a podium. Fair play to Boulogne and Danny, by the way, who have just disappeared today. Danny is now on the back of Boulogne, by the way. As we know, that was about a 2.7, 2.8 gap, roughly, after the stops were made. He's made relatively short work of that. Well, look at Bowden. Look at the gap he's already creating to Gunnar. It's just over a second already, which is going to leave Gunnar vulnerable. Just coming down to the final corner now, and you can see Gunnar's ERS like flashing away. Sniper Monkey opens up DRS. Not using his energy at this point. Doesn't feel the need to use it, and he's absolutely right. And he moves into P6. A very fine debut indeed. There may be a little bit of a black mark over a potential contact that he may have had with Gaza, but all in all, I have been very impressed with him. I'm not gonna sort of knock over one little contact. It's no, no, James, I don't. Although I haven't just looked at it because you brought it up. It's not impossible, is it? But no, Bowden's tyre is 2 laps younger. We know Bowden's got a decent pace about him. I don't think he's gonna, he's likely to lose that place. So we'll see. But very impressive debut nonetheless from Sniper Monkey, I have to admit. Very impressed with him. I hope he stays in the league, and I hope we get to see a lot more of him moving forward. And I hope he's enjoyed his race tonight as well. So, this is Volungus, who's caught onto the back of Lycorius. Obviously penalties involved in this battle, but let's enjoy it for what it is. Oh, actually, no, let's go up to Whoopi and Chris as they are battling again into and out of turn 1. Can you believe this? They're side by side again. This really has been race long, this battle between these two, and Whoopi cuts him back. Superb from these two. What a race they have put on for us today. Absolute spectacle. Both got penalties. As predicted pre-race, actually, by a few people, there are a lot of penalties through the field. What have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drivers out of 19 left are penalty free. And so let's just head back down to Volungus, who's now right on the back of Lycorius. I don't know if anybody's tyres are interesting at the moment. I mean, unfortunately, Checo not having his best day today, Agner. Down in 19. What I can say is that out of the 19 people still on track, nobody has got any damage, so that's good news. But I surely this time just doesn't have any energy. That's his only problem. But then, as you can see, the light is flashing on the back of Lycoria's car as well, and through goes Volungus and takes P14. And he looks like he will consolidate that through turns 1, 2 and 3. So, nice move from Volungus, and up into P14 he goes. Well, Snipers has caught the back of Bowden. This is mighty impressive. He's 2 lap older tyres than Bowden. As you say, we know that Bowden has a very good pace about him, young man. So it is impressive, but he's got the DRS here. Sniper Monkey. He's nowhere near being able to make a move on this lap, but this will help him to just drift up onto the back of the Ferrari, and then he'll just look to keep this lap as clean as possible. Look at the driving style. This is why I've been impressed. If you look at the driving style, look at the wheel. There's no sudden movements. It's very steady. Very, very steady indeed. A calm manner. That is something you need. Enjoying watching him really here. Bowden on this lap not really made any little mistakes or anything to allow Sniper right onto the back of him. So could well be another lap where Sniper just closes the gap on the pit straight. Penalties occurring. Yeah, so he's just going to have to close the gap up. But if he just does another lap the same, Sniper, got to see the light flashing away on the Ferrari. He knows he's got a chance. Problem is, they battle each other. They may well fall out of the penalty range as Chris and Whoopi were battling away again. This time, Chris up into P3. Right, quick question to you guys watching. Whoever answers first. Do you want to see the penalties, or do you want me to keep them hidden until the end? Whoever answers first, I'll do whatever you say. Oh no, it's not Spider Monkey. Sniper Monkey. Up to you. No, well, that's not an answer, is it? Up to you. One of the decisive yes, see the penalties, or no, don't see the penalties. Sorry, let's get back to this. Oh my goodness, they've now got Gunnar right on them. Gunnar now has the penalty. The problem is, Gunnar is sort of, I think, trying to say, get a move on, lads. I've got Coxey right on the back of me. I don't want to lose this position to Coxey. But there's nowhere for him to go, and Coxey goes through. Gunnar may get a run back. Bowden moves to the inside to defend. Sniper Monkey round the outside. Gets that done. In fact, Bowden ends up losing out to Coxey as well. I mean, it's brilliant. Back to a 4-car battle on that 28. Easy anyone, just looking up and down my screen here and just seeing if anybody might struggle with their tyres to the end of the race here. Checo's the only one. He's on 71%. Everybody else looks like they will be able to make the race without any issues. Not everybody on great tyre wear, I must admit, but it looks to me like they will make the end of the race. So, oh, what's happened to Gaza? Oh, he's back running. But he's dropped down to P13. Oh, I can only assume he's had a little moment, a little spin or something. Oh, he's dropped to P13, so he is going. Very fuel. There were a few drivers on very low fuel, as that is Chris again going past Whoopi into turn 1 as we get a yellow flag. I think that was Boulogne. That was Boulogne in P2. I think he's out of... Is he out of fuel? He is! Boulogne is out of fuel! Oh my word, he's gonna drop. He is gonna drop. Oh, Gaza's retired from the session. I don't think he's the only one. I'm gonna be honest, Chris is literally about to drop out of fuel. Whoopi, you might want to get out of the way. You might not want to be right behind him here, Whoopi. Because his fuel is about to... He's literally going to go into low fuel mode directly ahead of you. There could be a few changes, guys. I don't think there's going to be... And round Whoopi goes on the final corner. I think Chris knows he's had a... I don't know if he's... I don't think he's actually out of fuel. Whoopi's flashing away as well, mind. But look at Boulogne. Look where he is. He's dropped to P8. As they all cross the line. Congratulations to Danny, who wins in Qatar. Sniper Monkey takes P2. And yes, absolutely 100% Sniper Monkey is my driver of the day. There may be one little black mark, because as I say, I think there may have been a contact with Gaza. But ultimately, he's penalty free. From what I've seen so far, I can't take that away from him. So, yeah, just a shame he's on PlayStation, so I'm not going to be able to invite him into the... I'm not going to be able to invite him into the party for a podium interview, but I'll make sure I congratulate him in that. Boulogne is actually DNF'd. I think that's because he's left the session after crossing the line. Do wish people wouldn't do that. It just makes it a little bit more awkward for Gunnar when he's doing the stand-ins. But in a way, Danny P1, Sniper Monkey P2 in the end. Yeah, Brian, that was a tough one, wasn't it? It was exciting, man. What a race that was. Told you I fancy him for a podium. What a shame that wasn't the prediction, James, isn't it? Here is the podium. Danny takes victory in Qatar, but a superb P2 and P3 for Sniper Monkey and Bowden. So well done to those two. I will speak to Bowden and Danny in a moment. Unfortunately, I can't speak to Sniper Monkey. I wish I could. But we can, if he stays in, we should be able to get that sorted for future races. But just a quick mention that the fastest lap went to Volungis, 1:23.968. Just let me finish the countdown, and then I'll get the boys in. So Bowden P3, Chris 4, Coxie 5, Gunnar in 6, Whoopi 7, Massey P8 in the end. Well done, Massey. And Andrew Brown, well done to recovering to P9. Craig in 10, X11, 11, funny enough. Volungus in 12, like Corey's 13th. Corey in 14th, well done, Corey. To get back to 14th from where you were, you've done well there, lad. Hunter P15, Chip Van 16. Boulogne isn't actually there. He left the session and it's dropped him down as a retirement. He didn't actually retire. Checo P18, Gaza retired. Bartas retired. Quick look at it's not. I can't see the incidents, guys. It's saying there's no incidents. Obviously there was, but it's not showing them to me. So there we go. Right, let's get Danny and Bowden in then. I'll do that as soon as it goes back to the lobby. And yeah, just to confirm that Bowden did indeed finish penalty free, and he wins the house a mass load of channel points. So thank you very much, Bowden, and I'll definitely give you a cookie. So he invites Bowden and invites Danny. Ooh. Here we go. Excellent. Right. Yeah, they both are. Just a shame I can't speak to Sniper Monkey. It would be nice to speak to him, but there we go. Play up. I don't mind. Play up, Billy. Says Coxie. Alright, Coxie, give me a chance, mate. Jesus. Wow. Right, guys. Just make sure you include your audio for me, please, guys.
Done.
Yep.
All done. Excellent. Right, okay. Bowden, I shall come to you first. P3. I'm just going to say it. It's a very well-deserved podium. Obviously, in the end, you got it because Boulanger's run out of fuel. But that's his issue, I guess. But yeah, just talk us through your race. And yeah, it looked fun out there.
It wasn't fun, especially not in the seat. I'm sweating. I'm
I'm
dripping
sure.
with sweat.
I'm sure that
It's
doesn't mean the
hot.
race isn't fun, though. You were
And the
racing
race
in a
was fun.
desert. I mean,
Yeah.
it made it more realistic.
It corresponds. It corresponds.
Yes,
Next, I should just get a helmet and a race suit. Then I
definitely. But you don't
like,
have one already.
yeah. But no,
Wow,
shorts and
disappointed.
t-shirt will do. No, the race was fine. Yeah. Um, Obviously Qatar is a horrible track on tire wear. I mean, like I was pushing those mediums, and then I realized that I couldn't like the softs would not go to the end, so I have to like rearrange my strategy halfway through my stint, and then I made a few good overtakes. I just let it happen, and then like I just cut in. Um, Whoopi and Chris, they had a great battle. The start of the race, throughout the race, really. Um, yeah, and Whoopi nearly took me out um for me going for like a gap that didn't exist, so I had to pull out on the like really fast two right-handers
Yeah,
near the end of the lap. Um, and then as soon as I went onto the hards, I thought it'd be the tire wear would be awful on them, but they were fine. Um, and then I had the pace to probably catch up to Whoopi and Chris and overtake them. Um, but I had to save fuel near the end.
yeah,
And that's probably one of the main reasons why I lost P2. And if Blanche didn't lose fuel at the end, I probably wouldn't be here speaking. Um, yeah, I pushed the limits on the last lap, trying to, you know, like overtake Sniper Monkey. He's quick. Um,
yeah,
but I think the main reason was just I don't know. I just didn't have no ERS. You had pace, most definitely. Throughout the first stint, like on my hards, um, I gapped him, and then I started to pull. Like he started to close up because I had to save fuel. Um,
yeah,
and then lap 28, I realized that I'll be okay with fuel. So I just like so I decided to push on. I thought on lap 28, or lap 29, that's where it would end. But no, it ended at the line. So I think I'm grateful for that, to be fair.
yeah.
Because I thought I'd be in last place. But I didn't get any penalties. So that is a huge plus. And
Absolutely.
even you said I might get a penalty.
Did
But
I?
everyone else, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Are you
yeah.
sure about that?
But
Did I?
yeah, I'm pretty sure you implied it. But
No,
everyone else around me,
I was
they
only
had
implying it because I wanted them to say yes so that I won the
mm.
points. You see,
Right,
so the
right,
house
right.
wins.
But um, yeah, I think I did lose two track limits, so I had to pull it back a bit. Yeah, it was a good race. The mediums were awful though, but I mean,
Yeah,
I could only imagine what the softs were like. So I think there's a great call on my end for going on to the hards. I think
yeah.
they should replace Ferrari with me, and I can make the big bucks, and they can cry and whimper.
And they can come and race in HRF1.
Right?
Um,
Yeah, yeah,
um, right,
that
well,
would teach them.
well done, mate. Yeah, I think it's a deserved podium. You did drive very, very well, and you won the house a load of channel points. So ultimately, very well done. P2 isn't here tonight for the podium interviews on PlayStation. Hopefully, if he can get a full time seat, then we can sort out being able to get him in for a chat. For future podiums, but obviously can't make it tonight. But a massive shout out to Sniper Monkey, who's my driver of the day as well, and just fully deserved. Massive result, podium, and just brilliant all the way through. Really exciting to watch. Danny, we'll come to you. I mean, P1 is just pretty much standard, pretty much for you, but yeah, another race,
Of
another
course, it's not here.
victory.
Yeah.
But a nice battle throughout with Belange, although you've got to admit, if he was going to run out of fuel, we don't know why he was kept battling you rather than, saving fuel. Might have been something better to do for him. But yeah, uh, ultimately, he had a penalty. It was always going to be your victory as long as you stay penalty free. But yeah, just take us through it, man. We didn't. I must admit, on the stream, I'll be honest, we didn't see a lot of the two of you. We did see some of you, but there were
Did you
such
have
incredible battles
your?
going through the field that I was on those mostly.
Yeah, did you have your app on?
Yes, I did. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but you probably didn't check anything doing with me, right?
No,
All right.
so I was sort of concentrating a bit further down because there
Yeah,
was
it's
just
fine.
3 and 4 car
Uh,
battles, through the field. So, but yeah, I've got some details now that I've still got, but yeah, I can see you're basically nearly 70% on your tyres at the end. Um, yeah, not a lot else. Oh, okay, yeah, 0.4 of a kilo left on fuel. Um, so yeah, you were pretty close on that as well. But
yeah, I think for the race, I mean, I can say some things. It was um, I mean, I didn't want to lead to be honest. I didn't even try. Like, I just saved my ERS for the whole race. And was just staying behind. And every time I had the opportunity to overtake, most of the time I didn't try to on the straight, so I just stayed behind. Obviously, Boulange was kind of unlucky there because I mean he probably wanted me to overtake. That's now the point. I saw him wiggling on the straight, and he probably wanted me to. Was probably like, "Come on, overtake me, please." And I was
yeah,
just like, "No, I'm not." I was just like, I didn't bother to be honest, because on this track, ERS is like literally gold. You run out of it even if you don't use it. And I was just like, I saved it to be honest for the whole race. I pitted with 80%, came out with 100, used 20 on my outlap, and then didn't use any till the last lap to be honest.
yeah,
And yeah, I mean, the only thing that was track limits, I did a lot better than my first race around here because on my first race I had like 12 seconds of penalties, and it was probably my worst race regarding track limits ever.
yeah. Okay.
So I'm pretty happy today. I improved a lot. Yeah, it's a difficult track to be honest to
It
pull
is.
away because cars in quali it's like the car is so light that you can push through the corners and be like a second faster than someone else, and
Yeah.
then you expect in the race to pull away like that, but it's just not because the car
No,
is so
no.
heavy. The If you go into the throttle like in quali, you just wash out and get your first track limit, so you have to be really slow through the corners. And obviously, you cannot be like a second faster than somebody that is a second slower than you in quali. It just doesn't happen
Yeah.
with slipstream as well. So yeah, didn't try to pull away. Had some fun with Boulange, obviously, but yeah, I mean, like you said, standard procedure till the end, and then brought it home.
Yep. Absolutely. I mean, it's always impressive when you do these things, man, and it's love watching yourself, Carsey, and the likes. It's it's always impressive to see what you guys do. Um, you had the fastest lap nicked away from you, so you didn't quite get everything today. But Falungus took the fastest lap, so well done to him on that one. But yeah, just overall, just an outstanding race tonight. I absolutely loved that. I think that's probably the race of the season. Just yeah. There's a little bit of a turn, not turn one incident. It wasn't turn one. It was, I can't remember what turn it was. I think it was turn 4 or 5. But there was a little bit of an incident further down. Other than that, just superb, absolutely superb racing all the way through from all the drivers really. So yeah, really pleased with that one. That was just brilliant to watch. So well done to everyone really. But certainly to you guys in the top 3, congratulations on that. Also, I've got to give a shout out to Whoopi and Chris because they literally battled from turn 1, lap 1 all the way through the race continuously. I've completely lost count how many times they switched positions. So, yeah, just great work from those two. But yeah, it was just a great race. I really do sort of say to the drivers, do give that one a watch back because that was. I tried to get everybody involved, and I did that as best I could, and it was just great to watch. So, in a way, that's enough of that, bigging all that up. So, right, guys, HRF1 will be back tomorrow night on Steve's stream, so please tune in for that one. I looked earlier on what track we're at, 'cause I feel like I could practice it, and I've forgotten what track we're at already. Is it Monza? Okay. Are you sure? Tomorrow?
Yeah, it said it was Las Vegas, but it got changed.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. It was me that got that changed.
Well,
I should
oh,
know.
well,
Okay.
great.
Right. Okay. For Sunday nights next week, we will be here 8 o'clock, obviously, and we are a sprint race at Baku. So, yay! I hear everybody shout.
I mean, you should be happy.
I love Baku. It's literally my
Yeah.
favourite track. I love it. But
During the race.
let's tell the truth. It is not the best
Awful.
watch, is it? Let's be honest.
I mean, if somebody parks it in the Casa section again, it might be very interesting.
Somebody did actually do that. Like when I raced it last week or whatever it was, somebody did crash in Castle.
Yeah,
Was it
Kamarov did.
Kamarov, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was Kamarov, yeah, in front
God,
of me, and then we all got damaged because of it.
I knew he was there, and yet I managed to avoid him, but it's still. I still crap myself when I came round the corner.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
yeah, there we go. Anyway, guys, thank you ever so much to everybody who's watched along with me tonight, and for the chat and stream, and those that had to go on the prediction as well. That was all a good bit of fun. Well done, Bowden, on keeping that penalty free and proving us all wrong. But there we go. Good night, God bless. Enjoy with a tiny little bit that's left of your weekends. Have a good, safe week at work or whatever it is you're doing. And I will be back personally on Tuesday for WAOF1, so come and join me for that one. Good night, God bless. See you soon.